I know I had done a list on my channel recently in which I featured this fragrance by Guerlain. This is called Tobacco Honey. This is one of the best fragrances that you can add to your collection this season. If you're a fan of warm, rich, sensual, seductive, high-class fragrances, this fragrance is one that you can't miss out on. Tobacco Honey by Guerlain. I'm excited to give you my thoughts on this fragrance very soon, so make sure to stay tuned. Now, before I begin today's episode and I give you my thoughts on Tobacco Honey by Guerlain, a brand new fragrance just came out composed by perfumer Delphine Jelk. I'll tell you all about this fragrance, the notes, the performance, longevity, comparisons, the way that it evolves on my skin, so on and so forth. But before I begin today's episode, I do want to mention that if you are a fan of fragrance-related content, please do consider supporting the channel by subscribing to it. Hit the bell icon so you could be kept up to date whenever I do upload videos to the channel. And of course, please give this video a thumbs up for the YouTube algorithm. It would greatly assist in what I'm trying to do here, and it would push more of these videos to your feed. And thank you so much for joining me today. This is a spectacular fragrance, Tobacco Honey by Guerlain. This has some of my favorite notes ever. There's vanilla, there's tonka bean, there are quite a number of spices in here. There's clove, there's anise, and then of course you have the namesake of the perfume. There's tobacco, there's honey. So it's smooth, it's decadent, it's mellifluous. It is certainly evocative of the fall and winter. This is such an appropriately timed release from the brand. I love Guerlain. I have everything from Guerlain's Vetiver, I have Tonka Imperial, and there's so many other wonderful fragrances that I just really enjoy wearing either in this time of the year or all year round. Le Medial is one that I've mentioned on my channel at least 100 times in the past. Here's a fragrance that I think certainly needs to be in your collection, especially if you're a fan of this type of a DNA. I'll tell you more about the smell in just a bit. Let's start things off with a quick look at the presentation first. So right in the opening of this fragrance, you are going to get this smooth, organic honey note. And the honey here is done in such a high-class way. The profile of it, it's sweet, it's warm, it's cozy, it's mellifluous, it's a little flirtatious, but it's certainly sophisticated. And the moment you smell this fragrance, you're gonna get the impression of, wow, this smells very expensive, and it certainly does. The tobacco is such a beautiful addition to this fragrance. The tobacco, of course, is very refined. It has this dressed up appeal to it. So I think about this fragrance and I'm like, man, in a suit and tie or a really beautiful dress, you can't go wrong wearing this fragrance. I know one of the things that people often look for, especially right around this time of the year, and of course I'm specifically referring to the fall and winter, people want a fragrance that lasts. They want longevity, they want projection, they want sillage. This fragrance really blew me away with how loud, but not in an offensive way, how powerful and how much it actually did leave a trail behind you. This fragrance, it opens up with that tobacco. The tobacco, I think, is really nice. It's really smooth. You have this agarwood note in the dry down, and of course, agarwood possesses the reputation of being a little bit on the rough and tumble side of things sometimes. That's not what's happening in here. As a matter of fact, a lot of these base ingredients are quite smooth in this fragrance. The vanilla kind of enshrouds the base notes in this warm, slightly sweet aroma. And of course, you also have the tonka bean that adds this creamy and smooth texture to the blend. And the touch of spices that are in here, they're not overwhelming, and it certainly never takes away from the appeal of the honey and the tobacco. But this is a fragrance that just comes across so rich, so cozy, so inviting. And it reminds me of all of these things that I really love from Guerlain. I truly, truly love some of these other masterpieces like Tonka Imperial, and I know the fragrances that were made by Annick Menardo and of course Jean-Paul Guerlain and Francis Kurkdjian, and you've had all of these really high-class perfumers make their olfactory contributions to the brand's portfolio and catalog, and Delphine Jelk did such an amazing job with this one. And of course, this is a collection that I do want to explore on my channel in a lot more detail. Art and material. This is a beautiful fragrance, and I hope you have the opportunity to add this one to your collection soon. At the very least, if you could find this in a department store, please try it for yourself. I'm gonna leave all of the relevant information down below. They are not affiliate links. This is not a sponsored video either. Let's go ahead and finish things off with my overall assessment. So first up, in terms of the uniqueness and the overall smell, this fragrance is certainly unique. Of course, there are a lot of other tobacco-based fragrances on the market. Certainly there's a lot of honey fragrances on the market as well, but the combination of all the ingredients in here, the spices, the vanilla, the tonka bean, the woods, so on and so forth, it really creates a unique and novel olfactory experience. Longevity on this one was 10 hours on my skin. It has a lot of base heavy ingredients. Projection was amazing for the first hour and a half of application. It radiated slightly beyond an arm's length. It became an elbow's length scent right around hour 7, a skin scent right around hour 10. In terms of the versatility, totally unisex, great for the colder weather, great for a dressed up scenario, and I can see somebody who's a little bit older truly appreciating this fragrance just because it is on the niche side of things, despite the fact that, you know, Guerlain is a very popular designer brand, but in terms of the quality, it's really refined, it's really upper class, so please try it for yourself. Presentation on this one, beautiful presentation. I love the color of the liquid inside the bottle and the gold accents on the cap, and just everything about it comes across very luxurious, very classy. My final verdict on this fragrance is, it is one of the best releases of 2023. If there is one fragrance that you should certainly put up on the list of fragrances that you need to try this season, it has to be Tobacco Honey by Guerlain. Please do yourself a favor and try this one. You will not be disappointed. You will not regret it. I love this fragrance. I can't wait to feature it in more seasonal lists over the next few months. Thanks again for watching. Thank you for joining me. That was my review of Tobacco Honey by Guerlain. If you own or have tried this fragrance, let me know what you think. Drop your comment down below. Also, what is your favorite Guerlain fragrance? If you have a favorite, drop your comment down below. Always love to hear from you. Of course, if you took something of value from today's review, please do consider supporting the channel by subscribing to it, hit the bell, and give this video a thumbs up. Thanks again for watching. Love you guys, and we'll see you tomorrow with a new episode. Bye.